Hey guys, here we are again. Today is May the 2nd. We've already came through April, I know. We're on May the 2nd today. You would have read a proverb, that would have been Proverb chapter 2. Then you would have read 5 Psalms. That would have been a Psalm chapter 2, a Psalm 32, a Psalm 92, and a Psalm 122. And so what I'm going to do, like I said yesterday, is I'm just going to keep reading them one a day, though. I'm not going to read all 5 Psalms in one day online. I am reading them by myself, though. If you've read Psalm 122 today already, which we're not, you should. Because if you are one of those churches that are finally going back into your church to worship, tomorrow you could make that verse be your verse. For us at South River, we've just been excited that those of us that can, that we can continue to go into the house of the Lord. So here we go, Psalm chapter 2. And like I said, you should be reading all 5 of those. It's Psalms on the 30, all right? So every 30th Psalm. So Psalm chapter 2, and what we're going to do here is we're going to see how the world, all right, is looking to that of the King David for sure, but then also for the Messianic King, or for the Messiah, the coming King, which I'm longing for. I'm looking forward to. But we're going to see a contrast between verses 1 and 2 to verse 12. So here we go. Verse 1 of chapter 2. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? So really what happens here is you could almost pull off of chapter 1, like we read yesterday, and feed into this chapter of chapter 2. Verse 2 says, the kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together. And notice who they're taking counsel together for. It's against the Lord and against his anointed, saying. So actually what you're seeing here is you're seeing the world coming against that of God. The world has had all they want of that of God, of the teachings of God, the wisdom of God, the wisdom of his teachings that can be found here within the Bible. And see, if you take over to Romans chapter 1, you can even see as there's a part there where God, because the people continue to push back, that there does come that time where God just allows them, hey, here, see ya, and look, go your way. And we're going to see that as we see right now, but then especially as that time draws nearer and nearer, and then whenever, which I believe in the rapture, after that of the rapture, you're going to see a strong delusion. You're going to see people believing. It goes way farther than that. But that's what you see and taking place right here. Because notice verse 3. Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. They don't want anything to do with God anymore. They don't want anything to do with God's people anymore. Because why? Because they see it as a band or as a cord, something that's keeping them from being able to live the life that they want to live. I want to do what I want to do. You know what, God? I don't need you in my life. And then notice verse 4. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. Almost to the point that God goes, have you forgotten that I am God? There is no greater than me. I am the Lord. And so therefore, that's the laughter that he gives to them, to think that, who do you think that we are? And that's where we almost come to the mindset of that of Satan, that we want to become our own little gods. Notice verse 5. And this is when God begins to speak. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet I have set my king upon my holy hill of Zion, and that's Christ. I will declare, it's a picture of Christ. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Verse 9, thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, and thou shalt dash them in the pieces like a potter's vessel. That's my God. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear. That's where our government, they ought to be looking to the Lord for that guidance. Instead of saying, I know best, they don't look for the wisdom from that of God. Verse 11, serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. And then notice the verse 12. Verse 1 goes with a group of people that wants nothing to do with God. But then notice verse 12. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and you perish from the way. When his wrath is kindled but a little, blessed are, and you could underline, all they that put their trust in him. All that put their trust in that of Jesus Christ. All of them that put their trust in that of God, because he is our refuge. That's why you go and read 32, and you're going to see how 32 in verse 2, but then 92, and then you see the 122. I am so thankful that I am going into the house of the Lord daily. The Spirit of God lives in me daily, allowing God to live through me, because I can put my trust in him. Put your trust in God. Listen to me, Christians. Put your trust in God. God's word can be read anywhere, anytime, any place. I'm on the back porch, and I'm reading to you today, Psalm on the 30, Psalm chapter 2. Blessed is he that trusts in the Lord. Y'all have a blessed day. Man, I hope you're looking forward to your worship service tomorrow. Be praying for your pastors, guys. Be praying for your pastors as they are preparing for whatever way they are going to present to you. They need much prayer. Love you guys. Have a good night.